Hi everyone, so today I thought I would do a haul for you, but a haul with a little bit of a twist. So I've been doing some shopping recently. I've picked up quite a few new bits that I'm really excited to try, so I thought I would save it for a video and not test any of these out. I've kind of tried them a little bit, but I haven't done a proper test and really put them on my face, so I thought I would give you my very first impressions and let you see me using them for the first time. So the first product is a base from MAC. This is the Prep and Prime BB Cream, and I haven't really ever tried any of MAC's bases apart from the face and body foundation, which I kind of liked, but it definitely broke me out. I think that's the case with most people that use it. MAC foundations just never really appealed to me that much, but this one I thought I would give a go because I'm really into lighter, kind of sheerer products, so things like BB creams, tinted moisturisers at the moment, especially in summer. I think they're the products that I really enjoy wearing, so I thought I would give this one a go. So I picked up the shade Light, and this wasn't actually the palest of all the colours, which I was really surprised by, and it's still quite a light one, so I think this is going to be a match for me. So this is supposed to have quite a good coverage, so I'm interested to see if that's true or not. It definitely has a smell to it, and I think most MAC products have some kind of smell, but it's not too fragranced or too perfumed. And I'm just going to start by applying this with my fingers, because when I first try a new base I like to kind of work it in with my hands just to see kind of how it feels and get to grips with the texture. It's definitely quite a hydrating one, I can feel that already, but it's not too sticky actually, it's sunk in quite nicely, and I think the colour is a really good match actually. So Light is definitely my shade in this. Okay, so my first thoughts, the coverage isn't quite as full as I was expecting it to be, but it's definitely a very comfortable feeling BB cream. I find with some they can be just overly greasy and too hydrating, and they're gonna slide and slip and they never feel like they're gonna stay put on my skin, but this one definitely feels like it's sunk in nicely, but it still has a little bit of glow, so there's still some dewiness and a sort of fresh look to it, which I really like. It just looks very much like my natural skin, and I'm definitely very into that sort of look at the moment, but I think I will need to go on with a little bit of concealer because I have a few blemishes and my dark circles to cover up, so I do have a new concealer to try as well. This one has been on my list to pick up for a really long time. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. The reason I think it's taken me so long to actually buy one of these is the shades. I was really confused and I sort of struggled quite a bit trying to find the right shade for me. None of them were really exactly right, so this one I went for in the end is probably going to be a little bit too light for me, but I thought that would help in concealing any darkness, and I can also use it as a kind of illuminating concealer as well. So this one is supposed to be very similar to the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in terms of texture and coverage, but it's a little bit more of a reasonably priced product, so I'm looking forward to giving this a go. It's got quite a different applicator. It has this sort of long and almost quite flat wand. Okay, so I'm going to start by using it under my eyes, and I can already see this is really pigmented, so I'm just going to use a little bit. It definitely is a little bit too fair for me. It's a very light colour, but it is very pigmented as well, so it's done a good job of covering up any darkness around my eyes. It does look slightly ashy and grey because it is such a light shade, so I think I probably could have done with going for the next one up, but I think this might be a bit better around the face, so I'm going to use it to try and conceal any redness and any little blemishes that I have. So definitely not the best colour for me, but I think the formula and the coverage of this is really great. So I'm going to move straight on to a bronzing product, and this one I am so completely excited about. This is from Hourglass, and it's the Ambient Lighting Bronzing Powder. I've had the powders, the blushes, and now comes the bronzer, and just look at this thing, it's absolutely stunning. I am in love with this already. I haven't used it yet. I had it tried on me at the Hourglass counter where I bought it, but I haven't actually used it myself, and I'm really excited to. These are very similar to the blushes in that they're kind of swirled around in two shades, and I'm guessing the lighter of the shade is one of the powders from the original collection, and then this darker bronzy colour is just there for the extra warmth. And I think, like the blushes, this is going to be really deceiving in how pigmented it is, because those you really don't need to dip your brush in at all, and they come out really dark and really vibrant, so I'm going to be quite sparing with this. It's actually a really lovely colour. It's very warm toned and a little bit reddy, and I think bronzers that have that sort of undertone to them are really pretty. Work really well for my skin. I'm just going to put this all over my face because it is so lovely. It blends really seamlessly. It's a really lovely softly milled powder. It's definitely very warm toned, so I wouldn't really go near this for contouring at all, but for bronzing up the skin and just giving a nice warmth and glow to the whole face, I think it's lovely. Next I have some eye products from Charlotte Tilbury. I've been so loving Charlotte Tilbury makeup at the moment. I think I've used it in probably every single makeup video, makeup tutorial that I've done recently, but for a very good reason, because they are all such beautifully formulated, really lovely coloured products. So these are the colour Chameleon shadow sticks. These I've been wanting to try for so long, quite similar to something like the By Terry Ombre Black Stars. I have the shades Gold Digger, which is a really beautiful kind of khaki green shadow, and then Mesmerising Mink, which is a really lovely silvery grey brown shade. Just by swatching these on my hand I can see how pigmented and how kind of smoothly they go on. They're so lovely. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of the green because I have a brown mascara that I want to try, and I think these two will work together really nicely. So I'm just going to really messily blend that all over my lids, and I think these are going to be really easy to blend out. They are really pigmented. The colour really comes out quite intense and really vibrant, which I think is great. And they're definitely setting down quite fast, so I feel like these are going to be sticking around for a really long time. Does make them a little bit harder to blend. They're not quite as creamy as I expected them to be on my eyelids, but I think with a brush it makes it a little bit easier. So I just blended a little bit of the Hourglass bronzer into the crease of my eye as well, just to give a bit of definition, but I think the colour of the colour Chameleon shadow has come out so nicely. I think it does set off the kind of greeny parts in my eyes as well, which I think is really nice, and that's what they're really designed to do, to kind of work with your eye colour and really bring it out and make it look a lot brighter. So I really like these. I'm looking forward to using the taupe shade as well. So the new mascara I have is a little bit of a different one. This is the Benefit They're Real mascara in the shade brown. They've recently come out with loads of different coloured products. They have coloured mascaras and coloured eyeliners, and this one has kind of caught my eye because I've never really tried out different shades of mascara. I always just stick to black, but I thought this one would be nice with kind of neutral eyeshadows. Even on a no makeup day it could be quite nice just to enhance the look of your lashes, and also with this sort of greeny eyeshadow colour I think it's going to work really nicely. So let's see how this goes. In terms of the formula, I'm quite a fan of the They're Real mascara. I think it's a nice one for not so much thickness but a lot of length and definition. I think the really spiky brush helps out with that a lot because it really combs through the lashes. On the wand it looks like quite a warm toned, almost a little bit reddy brown, which is different to any of the other brown mascaras that I've seen before, so interested to see how this is going to look. Okay, so very first coat, it's definitely a lot darker than it looks in the wand, so it doesn't come out really light brown, but you can just see that it's a little bit softer than a normal black. So that is a couple of coats all over, and on my bottom lashes as well I put some on there because I think it's a nice change from black to have it on the bottoms as well, but I really like it. I think it's definitely given the same amount of definition and volume and length that the normal mascara gives, but the colour is just slightly softer, and I think that's a really nice look, especially with this green eyeshadow. The last two bits I picked up are from a brand called Fresh, and I have been wanting to try this brand for so long, but I was actually in Harrods and I saw that they had a counter. I ran straight to it, screamed a little bit, and then proceeded to buy everything that they had. But these are the two that I actually went for. I have the Sugar Lip Polish, which is something that has been on my to-try list for a really long time. And then I also got the Lip Balm in Rose. The scrub I've already used. I tried this one before I started my whole makeup routine, and it's a really nice scrub actually. It's a really nice finely milled sugar scrub, so you definitely get a lot of exfoliation with it. It really takes off any dry patches from your lips. And the smell of this is so lovely. I think all their products smell amazing, but the sugar range in particular, it just smells like brown sugar and really sweet and really lovely. So I am really happy I managed to get this one. And then I ended up going for a coloured lip balm. They do have just the original Sugar Lip Balm, which is the same as the scrub, but I thought a little bit of colour would be nice just to add something to my lips. And they have quite a few different shades, but I thought this one, which is the colour Rose, was really pretty, and it's slightly sheerer than the other colours as well, so I thought it would be a nice, just balmy one that I can leave in my handbag and put on whenever I'm on the go. So I'm going to use a little bit of this now. And I've never tried this before, so I'm excited to see how the texture feels. It smells really good. It's like roses and sugar and just really yummy. So it's definitely got a very creamy and buttery texture, which I really like when it comes to lip balms, and it's not particularly shiny either, which is something that I don't really enjoy. It does feel like it's going to be one of those balms that sticks around for a long time and you can still feel it on your lips a few hours after you've applied it. And the colour as well, I really like. It's definitely more of a stain, kind of a very sheer amount of colour, but it's really brightened up my lips. So really happy with this. I think it's just going to be a really nice everyday lip colour to go for. So that is it. That is the end of my little try me on first impressions type haul. I hope you've enjoyed this slightly different format of video. I don't really think there was anything that I didn't particularly like. I really enjoyed using all those products. Probably the only thing was the Urban Decay concealer being slightly disappointing because of the colour, but I think the formula was really great. And the Hourglass bronzer, I'm still just looking at this in awe because I think it's so beautiful and I'm really happy with the way that it came out. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. Give it a like if you did and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all soon. Bye!